it's your boy Ian, and we in the building!
It's time!
How you doing, Nate? How you doing, man?
I'm doing phenomenal. I still got peanut butter in my teeth, so this is going to be an interesting ride.
Yeah. This man was snacking hard before we got on.
Wow,
camera
that's all right.
But that's all right. Appreciate y'all for coming in and tuning in with us for another episode of Black Art Critiques. Make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Now let's do what it do. We're going straight into it. Matrix Resurrection. The story, the characters, the beautiful, the ugly, and then our final verdict.
I don't know what happened there. Do that again. I don't like how you did that. Do that with the enthusiasm of the first video. We not a one video greatness, okay? Do that again.
No, see, the reason why I didn't have that much enthusiasm because this movie didn't give me that much enthusiasm.
No, I don't want to hear it. I got you. I got y'all. Here's what we're doing today. We're doing the stories, the characters,
trash,
the good, the bad, and the ugly. Wow, he's a hater. I get the privilege today to talk to y'all about the story. And we're going to do it. If you ain't seen the trailers, you literally missed the whole movie in the trailers. That's it. The whole movie's in the trailers. So you see the movie start off and you see a character in there that you haven't seen before, some little Asian girl running around. And you see a scene of Trinity being replayed. And that's how the movie starts off for us. It starts off with the nostalgia of some random character. We have no clue who it's about. And then you see Neo come up saying, what is going on? Because obviously it's a game. For him, at this point, it's a game. And as you go throughout the movie, you begin to find out that Neo's been sitting back in the simulation all over again. You don't know why. You're trying to figure out why. You're like, what? This guy destroyed the system. No, he's a part of it right now. You keep pushing forward. You find out we got a new Morpheus. We got the old Trinity. We got the old Neo. The half the crew is never there. Jada Pinkett Smith pop out with her fine self. Woo woo. Even when she old. It was just a bunch that was going on. As you go through, you see that the machines and the people are coming together. It's a phenomenal time. You know, they're creating agriculture. They're creating life. And then we go back and Neo does what Neo does. Break the system. They break that man out of the simulation. He's like, I don't know if I want to break this. They told me this was my traumas. He was like, bro, it ain't no trauma. He was a whole Neo. And boom. The movie ends with him falling back with his love. Literally, it's that simple. All the nitty gritty is going to come out in the middle of us discussing it. But that's just something that you need to know is the main synopsis of the big bullet points of this movie. It's very simple. Bang, bang, bang. So look here.
Hey, can I help with that? Trash. Trash.
Look at his lips. They're ashy. That's how you know he's a hater.
All right, y'all. So now we're going to go into the characters. Now, as my boy already kind of synopsis up, we got Neo. Keanu Reeves is returning for the part. Looks great. I ain't gonna hold you. My man looking straight. Look like he ain't missed a day. I ain't gonna hold you. Then we got Morpheus, and no, it's not the Morpheus y'all think. It is not. It is the guy that I can barely even say his name, but the guy that played in Candyman, playing here as Morpheus now, and it's confusing how he's Morpheus. Well, we'll get to that. We got Jessica Henwick, who is playing as Bugs. Shout out to Bugs. I actually kind of liked her, little Jubilee looking self. Anyway. Now we're going to also go on to Trinity. The old person that plays Trinity is back. We've got Jada Pinkett Smith, as Nathan already kind of mentioned, is back as well playing Niobe. And then we got a sprinkling of a bunch of other characters that really don't even matter. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be very honest with y'all. They don't even matter.
Y'all.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Agent Smith. This other guy that plays Agent Smith that, again, doesn't even matter. I'm sorry.
Y'all. I need y'all to understand.
This conversation, we don't even need to do the story and character. We just need to go straight to the conversation.
I want to apologize for his unprofessionalism, everybody. He really hated the movie. I didn't think his bias would take over like this. I assumed that this camera's pissing me off because I don't know which direction my hands are going. I assumed he was going to have these real conversations. Look at him. He wrote the word trash like his ring light doesn't cover it. Dingus. I guess we'll just start off from the very beginning since he hates it so much.
Open us up.
Okay, so
you got this. It's your movie.
Wow, this is my movie. The start of it gave you the full nostalgia of the old and delicious Matrix, where you see Trinity running around because you don't exactly see her face the whole time. You only see the silhouette, and it starts off with the old time look, and you're like, man, this right here is smart. They just played an old snippet and just put a new character and had him follow around. But what they did, which I think is cinematic genius, is gave it that old school feel, but it was all new people. The actors were different. If you go and look at them side by side, you'll notice that none of the police officers are the same police officers, but everything is going down the exact same way it's supposed to. And it's blowing your mind. You're like, dang, this did happen like that. Like, dang, this was kind of cold for an early 2000s movie. Like, this ain't even, we ain't even in 2010s. Like, they ain't even got good CGI, and they was really doing this. And then Trinity loses, and you realize that's not the real Trinity. That right there was a beauty for me, because it kept you going with this new character that they call Bugs, and she's out here with her nice, fresh blue hair. Shout out to Jessica Henwick because she's fine. All right, I'm back.
I'm telling you, hey yo, baby girl got it. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, Iron Fist, diamond ring. I got you, girl. What's up? But hey, she can kill any role she plays, and I think that was actually another beauty of this movie. But we'll continue that as we talk throughout it. But that was definitely a good scene of even introducing her as, I called it, I'm gonna say it right now, but she was definitely supposed to be the new Trinity as the old Trinity was going. Like that was a great way of putting out the new, the resurrection as they were doing for the Matrix. Go ahead, hear your ugly. I'm ready.
Man, all of that was ugly, bro. You even talking about first of all, the good part about it, I'll give you this. The intro was kind of sweet. I ain't gonna hold you, man. You saw the action, you saw everything blare. But what I didn't like, it felt like I'm watching number one all over again. I'll get the whole, oh, wait a minute, hold on. All right, I had to take my headphones off because they died on me, just like this movie did. Anyway, so Trinity, when we first opened up into the film, I'm thinking I'm watching number one all over again. First of all, I got turned off by that because this was a super ugly for me. I didn't come to watch the same movie again. I appreciate the throwback. I appreciate the nostalgia, but I didn't come back to watch the same movie. Keep that in your mind for the rest of this damn review. Now,
all right.
I'm
with you.
You see what I'm saying? What I did like, however, is that they made it seem like it was a glitch in the Matrix type of thing, to where you have Bugs following around Trinity throughout the entire thing, and Trinity's going through the ebbs and flows of what's happening in scene one. And then, in movie one. And then we see from a different perspective what's going on. We're like, whoa, what is that? It's because Bugs was watching her. It's like she got put into the Matrix at that particular moment to kind of see how things played out. And things weren't playing out as they should have. So that was our first opening up to what this movie's about. It's a glitch in the Matrix. They're trying to find Neo, all these different things. I like that because it was like somebody was sneaking into the Matrix, and it made me also know that the Matrix can be entered almost fourth dimensionally, like in between time in a sense.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. I'm like, all right, cool. Because I always wondered that about the Matrix. Like, I know you can go in and out, but can you go in between timelines? Technically, you should be able to if everything's cold. At that point, I would say that was a beauty for me. I'll give it that because Bugs kind of toned up. We got introduced to her. Got introduced to the new, guy behind the keyboard character, which his name is escaping me. Nathan, do you know his name?
Oh man, no, I definitely forgot it. He wasn't
trash characters. Anyway.
Oh Lord!
Shout out to Bugs. Shout out to my man behind the keyboard. That's what I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him the man behind the keyboard. Okay?
That's all you need to be called.
The guy that's putting people into the Matrix. Y'all seen them old Matrix. The guy putting people into the Matrix. That's him. Okay.
So we're gonna move forward from now on. So we're gonna, quick, fast, in a hurry. As you noticed, right after boom, new Trinity. You find out she's not the actual Trinity at all. Like, who is this? She's the modulated Trinity. And in this modulated Trinity, you actually meet the new Smith. He's a modulated Smith. He's black. If you watch literally the whole movie of the first three Matrix, there is not one black Smith. They brought Negro Smith. Nith is his real name from now on. All right, we're going to codename him Nith before he gets his actual name. So Nith goes through this whole process of like, what the heck is going on? Between the sheets in my home.
Baby, wait, let me explain before you start to point your cane.
In my home. All right, sorry. So it just happened. But he was lost, like really lost. And he was created by Neo because Neo subconscious is trying to escape the simulation he knows he's in because he is the one. And with that, he is, like, what the heck? So him and Bugs, they go at it. Bow, bow, bow. Him, the man behind the keyboard, is like, you need to go. You need to go. Every time you see the video, he's like this with the keyboard. Don't know why the keyboard's so high. And then he's like this when they get up close, like his hands drop down real quick. Like, you was here 5 seconds ago. Now you're here. Angles, man, they do not care about that man at all.
They
He had one weird tattoo. His daddy was somebody that was important only in the third movie. We're not going to talk about him that much. You know that? Yeah, his dad was. Never mind.
I just
His
know
dad
my
was
man
one of the
had a
brothers.
scouter like he was Vegeta in Dragon Ball. That's all I know.
They did pull out. When you see the video, we're going to post a picture of the scouter, and
My man
it
was
looks
like-
exactly. He
It
didn't
looks
play.
exactly like that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I was actually kind of impressed and disrespected at the same time. So it mows out. We're gonna move on. So it mows out. We mow it down. Blah blah blah. No, yeah. All right. So it boils down. Words got real hard, and I
Is
just
that what we're doing?
kept talking. I just kept talking. You got to keep talking when your brain does that. If you have word issues, that's what you need to do. Keep talking, and your brain's gonna reset. All right. So he moves down. They get to fighting. And
Wrong
in the
information.
middle, we're explaining the scene now. In the middle of this movie, he throws bugs around. They break into a room, and he's like, "I'm about to shoot you." He was like, "You gonna shoot me? I'm gonna shoot you." And they had this moment where it's like, "All right, what's the real? Like, I'm not gonna kill you, but I feel like we're in the right room." She's like, "You know where you at?" And then after that, the beauty kicks in. You see once again, Izzy may hate it because he ain't trying to pay to see money to see another Matrix. But I loved it. I love when they do flashbacks.
Yeah. Go through the thing, man. Go through the thing.
I love flashbacks. And so they have a flashback to literally the very first place you ever see Neo. Sam Anderson. He ain't even Neo yet. Before the lips get shut, the parasite in the gut, none of that. Bars. Candy bars. Don't try me. All right. And he gets there and he gets going, he gets moving, and they're like, "Dog, what's going on?" He's like, "Why do I feel like I'm supposed to be here?"
Wait. Rewind. Did you say Sam Anderson?
Yes.
His name is Tom.
Tom Anderson?
Thomas Anderson.
Sam, Tom.
Character's trash. Character's
I just feel like Sam's a better name, guys. Nathan is
We're gonna
not a
put
real Matrix fan.
trash counter
Just-
on this.
Just so if y'all are wondering, like, why are they not as on this as before? See, I'm a real comic nerd. I love comics. Matrix was just a nostalgia for me. So when I watched this movie, I watched it in the action nostalgia, and I truly enjoyed it because it had all the nostalgic qualities. Very similar to Coming to America 2. All right, we're not doing a review on that right now.
Trying to be nice because this movie was trash, and we trying to give y'all a nice synopsis of it that's somewhat objective, but it's hard because this movie's so damn trash.
I'm
Anyway,
objective.
where
He's
you are.
subjective. Wow, I'm objective. He's subjective. At this point, he has a moment where he takes the blue pill because Bugs is like, "Listen, I know you're a program, but we got some devices now that we can put y'all in."
True.
Mind blowing, by the way. So that's a beauty for me. Bing, give me a beauty marker. If you got one, put that pointer somewhere. Bing, I want it right here, actually, dead center. All right, back to where I was going. That's exactly what I wanted. When I say that beauty marker, bing, because that was a gold.
Yeah.
These people have this moment. He goes, "Man, I'm Morpheus." Don't know how that came up, except for the fact he was black. So,
Bro,
he had this-
that's no, okay, so I gotta hop in here right quick with my uglies, man. Cause look, first of all, the whole him being Morpheus thing explained was the worst shit in my life. I'm sorry, I gotta just say it. That was so unconventional, it didn't make any sense. And the way they try to rationalize it later in the film, spoiler alert, he's basically the culmination of Smith and Morpheus put together because Neo's brain is trying to separate the two. That was such a shit pull. They were just pulling that out to try to explain this new guy. It could have been Morpheus' son. It could have been the guy that's like, his own manifest. The machines put Morpheus into the thing, but Morpheus' will embodied the program and he came out. There's so many other different ways we could have explained this away.
I'm
rather
actually
than
with all of his
Neo
points.
just having a midlife crisis.
I'm fully with all of his points. I don't know if you got. I'm with everything he said. I hate this stupid camera. Everything he said, I'm with it.
It just didn't make no sense. I'm just like, I'm at the screen like this.
Now, spoiler alert, when you go to the stop, where he at? Put your head right here and be quiet. All right. Right. If I could, I would. You went the wrong way.
Go the wrong way.
Delete. All right. All right. So back on track. Another spoiler alert for Morpheus. If you go to New City, they begin to explain how programs become part of real life society, and I feel like the reason why they tried to keep it in that realm is because they were trying to prove to Neo that his subconscious act was in to create this Smith and Morpheus together, which is actually when you meet the analyst. So let's just move forward. We're actually on this point now.
So let's wrap up that previous point. So basically, Bugs encounters Smith, who is Morpheus and Smith at the same time, but there's also another Smith later. God. Okay. Anyway, right there, they encountered each other. She talks Morpheus, the program, not an actual person, it's a program, into joining her. He helps her, and they both escape with ninjas following behind them and shooting behind them. Which, by the way, these agents are the worst shots I've ever seen in my life. Not one bullet ever hit a person in this entire movie. Not one. Not one.
Stormtroopers.
They're stormtroopers.
There you go. So as you're going, Morpheus Smith. His name is Morpheus. Becomes part of the team. And now Neo's going back to his therapist, and you come to find out that the analyst is actually his therapist.
But let's back up before that, right? He's working at a game development studio, right?
The whole thing. So they turned the Matrix into a video game Thomas Anderson came up with. A bald, aging, Caucasian dude with depressive, suicidal thoughts and existential crises every 24 seconds. Has a panic attack like every time somebody talks about him. You're Neo.
Right. Can I take this part real fast? Real fast.
Go ahead.
All right.
No,
they put him in. So we back out. He's in this video game chair. Like, he's a developer. He's a gaming developer. And he's developing, what is it freaking even called? It's not the Matrix. It was something else. It's like Breakpoint or Dawn or something like that. I don't even know what it was called. But he's developing some game, but he has another monitor that is tracking code from the Matrix, so he can tell when glitches are happening, or apparently. So he notices that a glitch is happening where Bugs entered into the Matrix and came in and out. So he's trying to monitor that, make sure that's good. Then he got his coworker come in. Hey, buddy. Hey, you doing all right in here? And he just popped up. Yeah, I'm good. You know, the boss wants to talk to you on the third floor. Oh, really? A word? Okay.
He did not want to talk to the boss, y'all. First off, is he making him look like a punk? Stop making him look like a punk.
He looks like a punk.
No, because he was like hot. He was like, I don't want to talk to him. Panic attack. I got an icebox where my heart used to be. All right.
And then we go upstairs because he has to go talk to the boss, right? The boss has called him. And then it's this guy that looks like he just inherited a company from his daddy, but apparently that's supposed to be Neo's projection of Smith, of an impressive boss that is keeping him locked in as this worker inside the Matrix of a game that he's also creating of the Matrix.
Which is explained in the third movie. Why he's trying to play y'all.
So, I barely remember the third movie. Honestly, I probably need to go back and watch the third.
I watched it this summer, summer. I watched it this past summer, and that's why I'm actually so on it, on at least the plot. Guys, I don't remember names in real life, so if you expect to remember character names, you're smoking something, okay? All right? So, maybe you're not. Maybe you're sober. You're just.
He has like even some like in the moment type of like apprehensions about certain things. You know, the guy's kind of pressing him, and then we get to the therapist chair. Go ahead.
We did. Oh man, yeah. I don't know how I skipped that whole part because I care more about the fact that Neil Patrick Harrison is the therapist, dude. They put some A-listers in this movie, and I did not expect them to all play their parts as well as they played their parts. Especially the random French dude that was only showing up one time in the third movie. I don't even know why they brought him. It was weird. He was weird. I don't even remember him in the other movies. I just know he's in the third movie because when they brought his name. But we're at the therapist. The therapist is like, bro, hey, are you having episodes again? Are you feeling like you're this guy named Neo? And he's constantly attacking this man's subconscious. Spoiler alert.
He is gassed.
The whole time. That's how black people feel. All right. So, oh goodness. Oh man, he really played that part. There's a cat. He has a cat, and the cat creates these bell sounds. And I'm pretty sure Nathan theory, that's how they were hypnotizing him, was them random bells to make him believe he wasn't real.
Mm-hmm. The cat's name is Deja Vu.
The cat's name is Deja Vu. So every time he would say are you having deja vu? Do you feel like you're seeing this again? Is this repeating for yourself? The freaking cat walks in. He was smart. The analyst did his job.
The analyst was doing what he could to keep basically Neo locked into the man. You know,
and that's how he kept Smith on the chain.
Everything's okay, type thing.
That's how he kept Smith on the chain.
Up,
And what's crazy is the way Neo saw himself is not how everybody else saw himself.
Right.
And so the more that you see him, he's this old kind of hunchback dude. He's like bald at the top, gray hair, hating life, looking around. Oh, like he's struggling. And then you get Bugs. See, because of Neo ignoring that glitch, Morpheus and Bugs all get to make it back in here, right? Mm-hmm. And so he's like, I'm going to the bathroom, no, there's a fire alarm, something's going on. Things have happened. There's an attack. They're like, you need to escape. So the fire alarm's going off. He's like, oh my gosh. So he's freaking out, another panic attack. He's feeling like he's in the Matrix again. He's like, I'm Thomas. No, you're Neo, fool. You're Neo. All right.
Oh, you missed some part. You missed some parts too.
What part I missed?
You missed the part where after the work, right? After work, because you fast forwarded, which I appreciate because I want to get through this bullcrap movie. But I feel like this is important. He went out to coffee with his friend.
And he saw. I'm sorry. I really put Trinity after that meeting. That's right. So let me backtrack, y'all, because I was definitely about to talk about Trinity coming up after this point, and that's not what happened. So they meets the boss, and the guy that popped in and said, "Hey, buddy." I did it wrong. All right, let's try that again. So the guy that popped in was like, "Hey, buddy, you want to get some coffee?" He's like, "Yeah." Apparently, Neo's been going to the same coffee shop for 12 years. I want you guys to know, in the Matrix, he's been in there for a very long time. We'll give you a number in a later part of this story, but it's a very long time. For 12 years in the Matrix, he's been going to the same coffee shop. That means for 12 years, him and Trinity have been bumping into each other, and he's only gone to this coffee shop to see her. And she has a 12-year-old or 15. I don't remember. He's in high school.
He had two kids.
She had two kids, but he initially sees the older one. The younger one comes running in, and then the dad comes to follow. And he comes, he looks, and he finally, his friend's like, "Hey, she's hot." And Neo was like, "Who are you talking to? Because you're not gonna talk about my girl." He's like, "Don't even talk to her." He's like, "I got you. I'm introduced." He's like,
right, like same way with Neo, right? People don't see Trinity the same way Neo sees Trinity. He sees Trinity like the right way, same way
as Trinity.
But Trinity
everybody
is like
sees Tiffany
or something in like the Matrix. Yeah, it's
Tiffany.
Weird. Tiffany. She's Tiffany in the Matrix.
So annoying, bro. I hate it. So okay, let's backtrack on my ugly. That's my second ugly. They called that woman Tiffany like that was supposed to be like, oh, we're clever. They at least gave him a real name. They took her whole name was like Trinity, Tiffany.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was stupid. I'm like, y'all couldn't give her like no better fake name too or something like that.
No, couldn't call her Stephanie. No, Alicia. Matter of fact, couldn't call her anything but that. You got Tiara, Tara, Tisha, Tyke, Tito.
It was my.
I'm sorry. We are musical nerds.
You're right.
We're going to enjoy all of these.
All right. One beauty part I like was that Neo and Trinity when he walks up just to meet her. Like he talked, his friend talked him in to go and talk to the girl. He walks up and he shakes her hand. There was like an instant connection. She even said like, "Have we met before?" or something like that. And he gets like kind of dumbfounded from that. And then like Nate said, her husband then walks in. You know what I'm saying? "Hey, the guy, what you doing touching on my wife's hand, like dog?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, he definitely walked in there. I was hot when I saw what he looked like. I said, "This is the complete opposite of Neo, and I need us to do better. I need us to make this plot just a little bit better." But it's fine. I was enjoying the movie.
Right. So we know that Trinity doesn't really know what's going on per se. Maybe not all the way, kind of.
At all. Like not at that point. Not at that point. Not at this point in the movie. She has actually no recollection. She's just she's a fan of the game, which is smart. They made her a fan of the game. She really felt a connection to Trinity. She talks about it later in the movie, but we're gonna just keep it where you know. So they did it right by making her completely oblivious to who he was. 'Cause once he said who he was and what game he made, she was like, I love that game. Like I really have an affinity to Trinity. He was like, word.
Right.
Huh. Because he thinks of himself as Neo whenever he has his panic attack. So for that moment, for him to be in love with this girl, he's like, that's crazy. Did I write my love story about her and me for something that can never be?
Right.
She's been married as long as he's been seeing her.
That's true. And then we go to the part where it's basically a montage of him going to therapy, going to work, and then taking blue pills left and right, trying to stay within the matrix, trying to make sure his brain stays right. He is taking blue pills like they are goddamn candy.
Then out of nowhere, he just stops.
It was so kooky. I kind of liked it because it was funny. You see Neo basically consciously trying to stay within the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get out. I don't want to cause no problems.
And just so you know, they have coined the blue pill as his antidepressants, his panics. They've given him all these blue pills as different medicines. So we would have took it like, for him, he would have seen them as regular pills. But the whole time he is resetting his brain to the matrix,
over and over and over. They're losing their effect. Honestly, it doesn't seem like they're working that well.
Yeah, after the montage, I'm assuming what had been a few months in that point, he just throws them into the sink. He's like, I'm not taking more. And you watch him like light up, like he's starting to enjoy things and see life differently.
Ugly. We find out that what he's working on is part 4 of the video game of the Matrix, which is the movie he's in.
Yeah.
I'm like, WB, I don't understand what y'all was doing with that one. I get you trying to break the fourth wall, but like, that was stupid.
It fit the character because he was playing the author of the actual film.
Oh my God. So then it makes me think, are we in the Matrix watching the Matrix in the Matrix? Like, at this point, it's okay, my brain hurts. This is my suspension of disbelief is gone. What are we doing?
In case y'all didn't know, we're in the Matrix right now.
All right.
Hey, we're going to get blown up for that one.
Productive. You decided to watch 2 ignorant black men talking about this dumb movie.
I want y'all to know that part right there just now is getting taken out. We're not going to let y'all hear that, Joe. That's stupid. I'm not joining that mug. No. All right. So
you're enjoying
I just wanted to say. I am enjoying it. So we need to speed up. So when we done got to the part, he gets in there. This point, he's like, man, fire alarm, explosions. Now he's trying to escape, and he gets a text talking about, hey, meet me in the bathroom. He's like, man, who is this? It's Morpheus.
Hey, who you meeting in the bathroom that just sent you a random text like that, though?
I'm not. You send me a text to meet you anywhere in this building but the bathroom. If you're so right. Matrixy, matrix your way to my car, homie. It got a mirror in it. It got a door. There's a telephone in there probably. I don't know. I got a cell phone. Hop through that. I don't understand. Why he has such an old phone when everything is so technologically advanced didn't make sense to me. Back on track. My guy, Morpheus kicks in. And Morpheus comes in and he's like, hey, Neo, I try to find a way to smoothly pop in like the real Morpheus, but I can't because I'm still tripping. Bro, he took that red pill and I promise you he was like high. Like Morpheus was high the whole movie. The whole movie. Like he was tripping whole movie.
Oh yeah, apparently the red pill makes you, it's like ecstasy or something. It makes you all loosey-goosey and touchy-feely.
It's to release you from the shackles of your mind in the Matrix is what it's supposed to do. But he's part of the Matrix. So what are you releasing? A lot of nothing. All right. So didn't make sense to me why he was why he came out trying to be like the old Morpheus. You can never be Lauren Fishburne. I'm sorry. Lauren Fishburne. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Lauren. I'm a fan. I promise. All right. I am. I'm a fan.
Glad you call that man Lauren.
His name is Lauren Fishburne.
His name is Lawrence.
Lawrence?
Yes, Lawrence. My co-host is tired, y'all. All right, he's trying. to get through this
I'm
movie.
bad with
But
names.
he don't want to.
Mr. Fishburne, I've been a fan of yours since you were in Pee Wee's Playhouse, all right? So just know, I'm a fan. All right. Back on track because I feel like I've disrespected everybody in this movie. Fast forward, he tries to convince him, hey, you going to take this pill? You're not going to take this pill. He's like, bro, what? You're not real. And that's when it gets real. Smith is like, I am free. Bro, Smith came out that mug like, Anderson? And you see the flashbacks between him and the old him and the new him. And he's like, I'm about to bust this man's head open. He cocked the gun back.
Explosions, the building blows up, has a fire. Agents come out of nowhere and start. I'm like, what is happening? My man was just at work 5 minutes ago.
Lit up, bro. All of that. Great action scene. And guess when Neo wakes up? In the freaking chair with the therapist. I'm over him. The therapist get on my nerves. Stop it, So we keep going. We fast forward a little bit further. And finally, Bugs convinced this man, if you don't come now, you ain't never gonna come.
Right.
Like, come on now. At this point, Morpheus with his weird fandom is like, look, I have us sitting in a chair just like Morpheus was sitting in the chair when you first met him. But I'm not the real Morpheus. I'm a program. I don't like that. I didn't like that part. It was great. The nostalgia aspect, I loved it. But it was like, you don't have to try so hard. You're a new Morpheus. Be cool on your own.
That's what I was saying. It's like, that's the ugly for me, man. This man just stays. Oh, you see me? We kind of bopped out.
We lost him. The Matrix.
The Matrix, right. It was a glitch. Anyway, this man tried so hard to be, I don't know, it just felt like he didn't have his own character. If he was Smith 1 minute, he's Morpheus the next, but we don't get to see Nif. We don't get to see Morpheus.
None of that.
See that one. You know what I'm saying? It's him trying to be too much this and him trying to be too much that. And honestly, that's the super ugliest part of this. Everybody keeps trying way too hard. That's way too hard to make this number one. Like, even with the whole action scene in the office, if you notice, how did the Matrix 1 start? An action scene in a goddamn office. Everything replays. Everything is replaying. Now, I get the point. The name of the movie is Resurrection. But come on now, bro. All right.
They did try to come back like Jesus Christ.
Like I said, keep it in your head, because there's more. There's more.
All right. They did. They tried to come back like they was Jesus Christ. There's like 3 movies and we're back up. Like, that's what happened. Like 3 days and he rose. So, I'm sorry, everybody. There's so many thoughts on this movie. I did enjoy it, but the more Izzy points out the flaws, the more my non-biased, objective brain begins to kick in and go, is this as great as you enjoyed it? Because I am trying to be as unbiased as possible. And so I'm slowly hearing that where I liked it and what is really wrong is starting to collide. And
I'm taking you out of the Matrix.
Yeah, okay. Bye. Where's he at? I can't point with this. I'm gonna mop this thing. I hate this thing. Okay, y'all.
But
hopefully, for those who get to watch the outtakes, you're gonna see that I really punched the camera and didn't know what to do. All right, this guy right here has the audacity to come for me. Now, they get him. That's where you find out that the therapist is the analyst.
Right.
And so he meets him, sees Morpheus. He's like, whoa. Therapist is like, no, come here. You get close to this mirror. Neo's like, oh, snap, I can see myself. He done took the red pill at this point, so everybody know. They have the iconic line that choices, they're going to say this like 5 times. There's no such thing as destiny. Choice is an illusion. Or no, there's no such thing as choice, only destiny. It's an illusion because choice is an illusion in the movie. Everything is preset because Data, Matrix, Neo, literally the existence of Neo is a preset notion that it's going to continue to reset humanity every time he goes against the analyst. Every time. If you watch the third movie, I hate this camera. All right, so.
Oh wait, by the way, also they stopped using phones to transport, and now it's all mirrors and reflections.
As my co-host has said, I know nothing. No, they do. It's pretty lit though. I thought that was a
Yeah,
great
they
way to
gotta
fix the
go. They
loophole.
have to find a glass like somewhere. Like
It
later
has to
on
be
down the train,
reflective.
they gotta get through a glass mirror on the wall through the bathroom. They gotta go. Morpheus, when he came to get Neo in the office, came through a glass. Then
It was
this guy
smooth.
take
Don't
him.
get me wrong. He slid out that just so smooth, like
He really did.
smooth. He
You know
said,
what I'm saying?
I know I don't look like the Morpheus, but I feel like I look kind of
I'm
good.
not gonna lie. That makes more sense than the whole phone thing. So I'll give him that.
That's what I'm saying. That fixed the problem because the telephone, the purpose of the telephone is because at that time when it came out, we still had telephone booths. For those who don't know, it's a booth that holds a telephone. We know that Superman doesn't transform in them anymore, but they were a thing. It's kind of like a cassette tape.
Watch our demographics and the analytics is like people that are 30 plus, and you just insulted all of them.
That's fine. For any child that watched this, I'm letting you know what it is. All right. It's not for people my age. If it was for people my age, they're not going to get offended. They're going to be like, ah, ha, ha, I know what that is. I had an 8-track, big dog. You know, I was pulling out the little small cassette tapes.
Tracks. Oh,
They would be.
anyway.
Hey, we in this. Neo had one. Shut up. All right. Well, we had a cassette tape. Whatever. We're back on track.
So
Morpheus.
I think we're on the train now, right? So the agents followed them. They're chasing them. They got through the glass, and they basically, the guy behind the keyboard put them on a train. Like he transported them through to a train because he couldn't get them all the way out yet. So that's where they are now. And this is where we get to see, and I like this was beautiful. They now upgraded the agents. Even the analyst was bragging about it too. He said, "Oh, the new update on the Matrix, I can now turn anybody into agents." So literally, you got people on the train, random people, the Asian people just chilling, having a good Monday, and then their eyes just roll green, and now become the agents.
They were mollywopping them. What's so bad is these people turned to agents and just got whooped the whole time.
Yo, I didn't know how I felt about that because, like, Morpheus, Buzz, and Neo come out shooting real people that just so happened to be mind controlled to agents. I didn't know how I felt about that. I'm like, yo, y'all killing innocent people.
They were like, "You're a program," bah, bah. Like they just let that mug lit. What's crazy though is like they really did not care. Like
they didn't.
These people came up and they were unfazed. They weren't like, "Oh my gosh, we can't kill him." It was like, y'all got. You thought it was gonna stop me? Y'all got.
They didn't care. I'm like, God damn. And then, as we mentioned, agents this time around are stormtroopers. They can't aim. Nobody on Neo's team got hurt. Nobody.
However, though, they can throw a sword pretty well. That man that popped out the chair and he was getting in there. You know, they was dodging, but it was like.
What I liked about number 1, number 2, number 3, only Neo and like Trinity and maybe Morpheus could like really go hand to hand with agents like that. Not everybody. Now it seems like everybody can just beat agents' asses anytime they want. And I'm just like, come on, man. What's the point of the agents then?
Yeah. So they break him out, right? They get him out, and the machines picked up Neo. Not even people. The machines picked up Neo. They unplugged him. They took him out the system. They picked him up, drove him down. All right. That was dope. Just so everybody knows, when I saw the machine snatch him up, I was like, dang, he lost, and they're about to take his whole body out. And then they dropped him off in there, and I was like, we control the machines now, but machines are friend, not food kind of moment. It was weird.
Right.
I didn't understand that, but it's fine. I did understand it. I fully underget it. Like, it makes sense for the progression of the movie, but it was just like, when did y'all become friends? It kind of like glossed over. Neo came and destroyed everything, and then we became friends. Some had a revolt. Then they never talked about anything else. There was no more revolt. There was no more, the machines had a problem. There was no more programs that decided to, glitch out. Like, none of that came up ever again. It was just Neo did his job.
If you hadn't seen The Matrix 3, you're kind of shit out of luck in a way. Because you don't know that Neo and Trinity traveled to the machine cities. You don't know that they kind of had a deal with the machines to where they would get locked up, but then machines would kind of chill out on their attack.
Wait, the deal is 4. That's for the top of that movie because he didn't really have a deal. He just blew up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went in there. He had a moment. He fried this. Neo literally fried the system. That's what makes him crazy.
Well,
he fried.
They say later on that there's a deal now in this movie.
Yeah, and that's true.
The machine signed the Constitution. Apparently, they ain't gonna mess with people no more in Zion. And then what that caused later on, we're gonna get to it. But forget it. We're going to do it now. Basically, they had a whole entire revolution. The machines started fighting each other because there was limited resources on power now. And because of that, some of the machines said, hey, yo, no, we're going to side with the humans now, apparently. So they went to go side with the humans. Programs did the same thing. Some of them programs said the same thing. And now there's a capability for machines and programs to come join the humans in the real world. That's
pretty dope technology. If we can figure it out, not America, but America, somebody that's not evil, that'd be awesome.
Hey man, I don't know about that, bro, because that's too intelligent for me. That's too intelligent. AI is too intelligent for me.
I said what I said. You gotta
remember, machines are how we got into this mess in the first place.
Another quick fast track. So you meet all the rest of the crew. The crew's not really that important because half of them die. Then you come to find out, that Priya, with her also fine self, she is a girl who's been watching Neo the whole time. She's been just making sure that like he can get around, protecting him, because if you remember the little I want to say Indian girl because that's offensive, Middle Eastern girl in the third movie in the subway. That's her when she grows up.
Like actually from India, wasn't that not it? No.
I don't remember what she said on that one. I just don't want to be offensive because I'd be incorrect. So the Middle Eastern little girl, and she was raised up, and her dad took over her dad's job, and so now you find out that she's protecting him. Now Neo and Bugs takes Neo back to the city. Nairobi comes up, and she's hot. She's mad. Like, how dare you bring this fool back? Why you bring him back?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you said hot as in mad. I thought he was hot as in attractive. I was like, no.
I mean, what?
First of all, apparently in the real world, 60 years or something has passed in the real world since Neo drove to the Machine City. Why in the seashell to age Jada Pinkett, instead of, I don't know what they could do, maybe CGI, maybe added to some actual graphics, they dressed her up to look like a damn gargoyle. That woman did not look old at all. She looked like things were falling off of her. And I'm like, this was an insult.
She was in 3 Machine Wars, everybody. Just know, before the age of 30, she was in 3 Machine Wars. So before Izzy insults this veteran of a woman named Nairobi.
It looked like her.
He a hater. Y'all see this? Hater.
She was like, what is
she did have one bad eye. It's kind of a little hang time.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. I'm like, come on now, who's the costume team? Yep.
Back on track because he's disrespectful. I'm not going to sit here and walk with him with it. I really would listen to this man disrespect this movie because I'm intrigued how passionate his hate for this movie is. It's intriguing for me. I'm watching it and enjoying it. So I know if I'm watching and enjoying it, you guys have to be, other than the fact that some say we're annoying. Sucks to be you.
Anyway, Nairobi said...
Nairobi.
Huh?
Is it Nairobi or Niobe?
I thought it was Niobe. Like N-O-B-E or something. I don't know.
Niobe, one of the two.
Jada said, hey, yo, it's great to have you back, Neo. I appreciate it. By the way, this ain't called, this ain't Zion. This is Io. Apparently, it was a city that the machines and programs help the humans kind of develop. They got an artificial sky, sun. They got strawberries underneath the ground. It's kind of lit. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a beautiful moment.
I told you. I said it. He sees a hater earlier. Now he's not. You see?
I said I'll give him that. I gotta give him the beauties where I call a spade, baby. All right, so
I need 2. I need 2 right here.
You need 2 right there. All right.
Bing.
Look. So then she says, "All right, it's good to have you, Bug. You reprimanded because I told your ass not to go nowhere, and you went anyway. So you reprimanded." She don't actually get reprimanded, y'all. She just goes in timeout corner for 5 minutes. I'm talking about 5 minutes. Anyway, to Neo, we got to lock you up. We know you just got out the Matrix. We better put you back into our own Matrix. Because I can't have you going nowhere.
Yeah.
So they locked this man up after he just got free.
By the way, just to give you an in-between, this is kind of important. You find out how Morpheus died. You find out how her boo thing died. You find out how Zion became Io. So those are all things that happened in the midst of her, telling Neo, I'm about to lock you up. So she kind of like let Neo feel like he was safe and then was like, I'm about to lock you up. It was kind of a hater moment. And then I think so I don't know if this is real or not, but this is definitely implied. So then Bugs escapes. she gets Morpheus to help Neo escape. They pick him up. They gone, right? And so Jada looking out the thing like, I need to stop him with her old raggedy tail. And like her friend that she introduced growing strawberries, who's a woman, by the way, kind of puts her arms around her like, it's all right, baby. I don't know if that's her boo thing or not, or her best friend, but they was real chummy. And I was like,
right. It was real
you lost
chummy.
your man, so you was like, I ain't having no kids. Like that's what happened. You was like, I don't want no kids. I want her now. Like,
hey, so before we continue going any further, one quick thing too: the guard that's walking Neo down to the dungeon to lock him up, he asked him like, "Hey, yo, so can you for real fly?" And then Neo go, "Wait, there's gonna be a very important moment for that later."
he did ask that. It's going to be very sad.
That's gonna be very sad later. All right.
All right.
So they're out.
Jada and the Indian girl and Neo have a conversation, or Neo and them go do something. They head out. It doesn't work.
They're gonna go save Trinity. They're gonna go save Trinity.
They tried. It did not work. The first time it did not work. And they were like, we need to get you out. Neo's like, no, I'm gonna get her. They're like, no, Negro, we need to get you out. Like, you need to go. Like, they got you, bro. And then the analyst walked up on that man and was like, hey, dog. So I see you looking at your woman and all, but I run this show, baby. He said, you had that little cute trick, you try to do and all that fun stuff. Because he's what they call that mug? Bullet time. You know how disrespectful it is to call somebody power bullet time? That's so disrespectful. Do not disrespect my Matrix powers, I would have said.
I'm just trying to figure out, did the Matrix just go on like a fan blog site and just take the word bullet time?
That's it. They had to.
Word. Let's put that in the movie. Like,
we don't know what that was, but they called that thing bullet time, and it pissed me all the way off.
Like revolutionary something. Like elliptical space that Neo got
anything.
Into. You call it bullet time.
So, call that man bullet time. He said, you like how you're punch, you can't stop me? And, Neo's like, he's like, woo, woo.
All right, what a horrible job explaining this, Bob. Basically, Neo goes to where Trinity is. She's in this bike shop. Trinity is trying to repair a bike. She's a biker chick, apparently. She be working on motorcycles. That's her day job.
She's a biker in the movie.
Neo goes to go get her out, right? He talks to her. She's like, oh, my God, you're right. I've always had this feeling of being Trinity. It was so stupid. It was just their interaction was it was genuine, but it was genuinely stupid.
It was bad.
Oh my God, you're right. I think might be Trinity. Come with me. Take this. And then right at that moment, this is what Nate talked about. The analyst shows up. Apparently this nigga can freeze time. And it's just
bullet time.
That's what's dope. Now that was beautiful. This man, like, he is moving around like Neo in some alternate dimension type thing. And it is hilarious.
Yeah.
You said Neil Patrick Harris played that role. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. He was like, you thought you was by yourself? I got eyes at all times. And you see, like, when Neo popped up, like, the guy that was working with her that she named as a co-worker, his name was Kane or something. Mm-hmm. She was like, yeah, this is my buddy Kane. We opened a shop together, blah, blah, blah. He pulling out a gun from the drawer. Like, he's getting ready to light her up, dog. She's about to get shot. Actually, he did shoot a bullet. So he's explaining to Neo, like, hey, bro, I run this, blah, 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 blah. He's like, but I'm going to give you a chance. You figure this out. So then he fires off this bullet, and Neo's trying to stop it, and he's quicker than the bullet, but slower than the bullet time that Neil Patrick Harrison is doing. And so I'm going to call it what they called it. Stop looking at me like that. I can hear you say it.
Bullet time.
You keep looking at me like, if he say it again, I'm just let you know I'm going to keep saying it. So, yeah, he tried to stop it, and then Neil Patrick Harris stops it, drops it. He's like, all right, I'm out. And then he just disappears. Gets pulled out. At that point, they get pulled up by the fan of Neo, Cash or Nash or something with an Ash. I don't know what his name is.
Guys, unforgettable character number one. Okay, there's like all of them, but we're going to call 1, 2, 3, and 5. All right.
Okay, continue. Please.
Hey, yo. But anyways, you're right. He gets picked up by my guy, the fan dude.
The same one that asked him, can you fly?
Okay. Unforgettable character number one. Pulls him out. He's fine. He's like, no, we got to go back. We got to go save Trinity. Blah, blah, blah. All right. So then they go back. And then they're in this warehouse, right? Where they meet...
Nope. Pause. What? That's where they go back. Jada Pinkett Smith comes up and they have a discussion. She's getting ready to banish everybody. And then her friend that's a machine comes up and is like, it taps her and she's like, what? And they start talking, they start communicating. She's like, you want to talk to him? You want to talk to him? Did about like she got mad. She was hot, dog. She was mad. She was so mad about this. She's like, I want to talk to him. And then come to find out, it's the Indian chick we just talked about earlier who've been watching Neo. And she was like, I'm my daddy's daughter. Because you your daddy's son. All right. So that was the reference I was thinking of, but I couldn't figure out how to throw it in there. So, needle pulling thread. She comes in there and she's hot that the Indian chick knew who he was. And he's like, listen, girl, I got you. I'll let her have her choice. Because he was like, I'm going to just tell her to say yes. And she was like, no, you got to ask her. That's the only way it's going to work. They come up with this elaborate plan. They get him back. Now we're at the warehouse. This is the beauty, though, because that action scene between him and Anderson was lit.
Best action scene I've seen since Smith versus Neo. I'll give it that.
It was technically Smith versus Neo again, but we'll go.
Oh, that part was trash. I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the Smith versus Neo and Matrix. Was it Matrix Reloaded or Matrix Revolutions?
I know what you're saying. But when he went against his boss in the movie of the Resurrection, that was Smith in a new flesh suit.
Yeah, so guys, I know it's so confusing because we were just talking about Nif, but this is the actual embodiment of Smith, the white guy who was his boss. Apparently, this actually is Smith. His Smith coding takes over the guy.
This is Young Smith. We don't call him Yif.
This is actually him though. His coding is inside this young body though. He's
actual Yif.
Well, yes. So he's telling Neo he got to stop because his plan is to overthrow the analyst himself because the doctor, and he don't want Neo to mess it up. I want you to get out my damn way. I'm done with you, Neo. Me and you already had our past. Get out my way. Neo said, no.
I love her. That's really what happened. That wasn't a no. It was, I love her. He was like, just let Trinity die. He was like, I love her.
So they get into a fight with these old relic-looking creatures. Who are these? The Forgotten?
They're like, they're the Forgottens. They're in the movie. I think they're in the third. I can't remember the third or the second, but they're part of the plot. Long story short, when they try to revolt, they didn't succeed. So the programs kept them as prisoners, and for them to get some sort of freedom to go back into because they want to live in the Matrix. They want to stay in the Matrix. And that's introduced in the very first movie with the dude, and he's like, Trinity, because he licks her face and all that weird stuff. He's like, I'm going to stay in the Matrix and eat steak all I want.
Now, I will say this. The fight scene, the action scene was lit. You see Morpheus getting his hits in. You see Buzz getting his hits in. You see unforgettable character number 3 getting her hits in. Unforgettable character number 5 getting her hits in. I got to give him that. That was a good scene. Again, an ugly part, though. I swear I've seen this before already.
You have.
Keep this in your mind.
You've seen it before. More. If you watch any of the Matrix, when him and Young Smith or Yith get to fighting, it's almost the exact same fight scene as the other one. The difference was the actor that played Yith was younger and had smoother lines. Like the original Smith, it's a lot more rigid and I am robot. This one's like, yo, bro, I'm young now. I'm about to take your head off. Wow, you about to get knocked out.
I forgot. I gotta rewind a little bit. I'm gonna rewind for 2 seconds. We rewind all the way back when not Nathan. I'm saying your name. Neo was training with Nif at the time.
Morpheus
or Morpheus or whatever we're calling him. He was training Neo in the dojo on a lake. So basically, recreation of Morpheus training Neo with karate the first time. This time they fighting in a dojo on the lake. They fighting blah, 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 doing keto, capoeira, all that good stuff like that. And then Neo is saying, I don't want to fight you. He keeps kicking him in the face. Bop, bop, bop. And then Neo finally unveils this new power to where he can kind of move. He can kind of like, imagine Pain from Naruto when he's doing almighty pushes. That's basically what Neo's able to do now. Fast forward, we get to see that move in action when he fights against Smith. By the way, this fight with the new Smith and Neo, right? Yif and Neo in the subway is the exact same fight from number 1 with Smith and Neo. It's the same little multiple punches to the gut, the same bust through the goddamn sculptures and statues. Everything's the same.
My objectivity has to agree. It is exactly the same.
Everything's the same.
If you don't have any nostalgia to this movie like I did, yeah.
I have nostalgia. It's just we're putting on the same counter on this movie. How many times are they gonna pull from nostalgia?
He's a hater. The nostalgia counter is going to be nice. I'm going to let you know right now, about 80% of this is going to have a nostalgia counter. It's going to
80% of this is Morpheus.
We're going to look.
There's nostalgia, and then there's straight up just recreation. And I'm just like, come on, man. I've seen this already. At least give me something new. And I'm happy.
All right.
We got to see Neo's new move. That little...
Yes. That's what happened.
That was kind of dope. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So he whoops. Yes. You know, that when I say he a ninja for real, that man disappeared. He takes his dub, he gets up, and now you hear the plan. Every time they do something new, you hear the rest more of the plan be explained that they had a conversation of. It kind of flashes back to when, Jada was talking and the pariah was talking and Neo, is already gone, but they're still having a conversation. It's great. Now the feat of he sees the analyst, and the analyst is like, listen, I'm gonna give you this amount of time, and you're gonna meet me, and we're gonna have this problem. So he's like, bet. Everybody had a vision of Neo getting whooped. Okay, Trinity had a dream that Neo dies. Like this is a whole scene, and this is why her name is still Tiffany as she tells him this. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, I'm from. Those aren't dreams, they're prophecies. Because, Neo's like, I'm the one.
I am the one.
Neo has a great voice.
Neo is number one in this movie, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, he ain't number one. He ain't number two. He probably number three. I don't know. But
really? So this now introduces the new oneness. This is like biblical oneness, where 1 + 1 = 1. So now he goes, it has to be. Because that's the only way you can explain that.
And this was the most ugliest part of this movie for me, by the way.
What happened? So he goes back, the analyst is waiting, and he's like, all right, let's make a deal, buddy. Okay, he's like, ending, y'all. If I win, you come back to the Matrix, you don't ever try to escape again. You suck up all them blue pills, all I give you. He's like, all right, bet, I'll do that. But he's like, but if I win, Trinity comes back with me, and we're going to fall in love in the real world, and you ain't never going to control nothing again. He's like, why would I agree to that? Because if you're so confident she's not going to leave her life, you can shut up. Because he's like, everybody's going to stay. You want to know why they can stay? Because I make it just nice enough you want to stay, but just hard enough it feels real. Because everybody loves desperation, and desperation equals pleasure.
His monologue was actually on some real stuff, though.
It was a real monologue, but
that was a real life monologue. I ain't gonna lie. He was basically saying people say they want perfection, but they really don't. They want challenges to go with the perfection. I'm like, God damn, that's right, bro. Like he was reading. Yeah. He was reading the whole audience. Everybody that was watching that was getting read.
Yeah. He's not wrong. It's phenomenal. Like, so Neil Patrick Harrison actually has a phenomenal monologue. The monologue is actually very well thought out. It does, as always in every Matrix movie, it's always something in society that sticks out. And one of the things we're definitely running through is with everything, if we had full perfection, nobody would want it. And we always preach, we want this, we want that, we want this, we want that. But once it is achieved, there's a frustration of why did this happen? There's no way it's this easy, whatever. So it's a really good point. When you guys see that movie, we're not going to ruin it for you. So when you watch it. But spoiler alert.
Once you're rich, you don't care. Everybody that want to be fed, once you fed, you don't care. Everybody that wants this, everyone wants that. It don't matter what it is. Once you get it, you don't want it. So that's the that's the beauty of the analyst. He said, I've created this matrix to where you'll never get it. It's always this much out of reach. So it keeps people going.
And they'll always strive for it.
Always
no matter what they get. There's always something better, so they're going to keep going. So it's like, bet, I'm going to get her to fall in love with me again. So he walks up in there, he tells Trinity, hey, your name's not Tiffany, your Trinity, come with me, blah, blah, blah. She's like, what? At this point, we are decked out. We're decked out with every agent you can think of. You got the SWAT team, the police force, everybody. Then Neo brings out his random crew that Jada wasn't trying to give up in the beginning, but now we done got him from IO. I promise you, if this went in reverse and Neo lost, all of IO would be over because all of their generals, every single one of them, their best soldiers, their best soldiers was in that room.
Character number 8, number 10, number 12, all of them. Yep.
You get on my nerves. You get on my nerves. You looking at you. You see me looking at you. I'm looking at you. Stop looking at me. I'm looking at you.
Over here.
Stop looking at me. I'm looking at you. Stop it. I can see him looking at me.
I'm trying to tell you though, these people were so unforgettable, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, it didn't even matter. They didn't even mention their names. I don't even think they mentioned their names.
They mentioned the Neo fan's name. I'm pretty sure it starts. It has like Ash in it though. I don't know if it's Nash or Cash or Dash or Rash or Pash or Nash. I don't know.
Anyway, also, can we point one thing? I'm not trying to get off the end because we're at the end now, y'all. I know it's a long video. We're at the end. But why is it that these Matrix mother fluffers always are walking around? You know, in the Matrix, right? You're supposed to somewhat blend in. It's about blending in. But why in every single Matrix movie, these people wearing trench coats, sunglasses, looking like they about to go bomb up a school? Why?
Yeah.
They stand out more than anybody else.
Yeah. They didn't try.
They're still doing it now. Still rocking trench. The new Morpheus, he rocking a brown trench coat because you know black men gotta have a little swag. And I'm like,
yeah, he was having like every type of crisis. Chesticle was all out. You know, he had like the little fan of the shirt. God. Hey, more power to you. If you that fine of a brother in your mind, do it. You know, if it's like bow, you know,
They were doing too much with Morpheus. I don't know what they were doing with him, bro.
Everything they were supposed to do.
I don't know. He was like the comedic relief too. Morpheus not supposed to be comedic relief.
He was the token black kid.
Oh my god, so stupid. It was so stupid. But this is the part where we're at the end now. So part of the plan, right, was them going to meet the analyst. The other part of the plan was Nif going into the machine city, turning into some microbes, and going into unplugged Trinity, right, from the inside of the machine.
Yep, and that's where Bug is with him. Bug is with him, by the way.
Bugs is with him, and they're
because she's the new Trinity.
She's the new Trinity. They have to unplug Trinity and then plug in Bugs to keep Trinity's mind in the Matrix or something like that. And
then after Trinity agrees, they can take Trinity's body, plug her to the new stack, and then unplug Bugs. But it only works if she says yes. If she says no,
she won't stay in.
None of that happens. So what ends up happening is as they're doing it, she's, they've already got everything disconnected as it needs to be disconnected. All she has to do is say yes. That's it. That's all she has to do. And so Neo's talking and he's like, say yes, say yes. She doesn't say yes. And so out of nowhere, she's like, man, F this family. You messed up because you called me Tiffany. My name is Trinity. I was like, get her, girl. Like, that's it.
Right. So now she's on the right side now. Yay, she finally said yes. And then an analyst pauses time. Whoop. Sorry, y'all. There was a miscalculation. I really thought she was gonna say no, man. We almost had it. I underestimated y'all humans. My mistake. But you really thought I was gonna let you just walk by.
And what he didn't expect was Trinity Part 2. Bugs kicked in that mug, attached, and Bugs had like this. She was tripping. She was like, oh my gosh. She was like, wow, she stuck this dude, like straight stuck him.
She had Trinity's physical, well, I guess matrical abilities to hit people like really fast and stuff now. So
worked him.
She was on a different level.
She hit that man, everything unfroze. You know how hard you gotta hit somebody to make their powers not work? Hard. You gotta hit their powers hard to make their powers not work. Hit that man hard. Unfreeze.
And then wait, you forgot Agent Smith came in that mug too, though.
Oh yeah.
Remember him? He came in there.
Yeah, he was like, I've been waiting for this moment. Agent Smith was shooting everybody. First off, analysts can't die, so pretty much they was just working him. They shot his jaw off, knocked him out, all of this. Like he's getting beat up, all of it, and he's like, "I'll be back." So now they just got to escape. So they do all this effort. They, do everything. Her whole dream she's having.
On swarm mode, I think, right?
Yeah, he's like swarm mode, activate.
Swarm mode. Bro, everybody, the entire city turns into an agent.
When you talk about kamikaze, these fools got out of they hopped out the window and like bullet, like you.
Crazy, man. So at the end, we kind of get this revelation that basically, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Basically, y'all, the most ugliest part to me about this whole movie was to highlight that Trinity is the one.
They're the one together.
The one is one of a one. They have nerfed Neo. Neo can't really do anything except his new move, and he can only do that every now and again. But
he's flew at the very end.
Motivated. He's not really. He's weak.
At the very, very, very end, like when she comes back and starts whooping on the analyst in real life, he could fly at that point.
He could fly at that point, but no,
he couldn't fly when they needed him to.
The same thing that happened in number 1, when they get on the roof. And they're running away, and the helicopter is shooting them while they're running off the roof. It's the same damn thing. So then they jump off, and he's trying to fly with her. He can't fly, but then we see Trinity can. And that was the ultimate revelation that this girl got all the power. She goes back, beats the analyst's ass.
He tried to make a deal with them. He's like, listen, this is what I can do. I'll let you guys come back. You can do what you want, blase, blase. They're like, we're gonna do everything you just said. Matter of fact, Rainbow sounds great. And then they left. They was like, we run this now. And that's how the movie ends. But I'm gonna let you know right now, with my non-biased, objective view, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10.
On this one, I'm gonna give it straight up a 5 out of 10. But
that makes that a solid 6.5.
6.5.
We got a 6.5. Everybody who wants to watch it, I feel like you need to be at least 30 years old and see the other movies. Is he really hate this movie?
I hate this movie, bro. But anyway, this has been your boy I.
And this your boy N. And we in the building. He's showing it through. Look at him. He's like in the building.
Y'all, we'll see y'all. We out.
Hey.